Welcome to the Digital Business Podcast in Africa. Welcome again. Welcome back. We've been talking about personal branding. This is episode number 3. Today we'll just be talking about why building a personal brand is absolutely important. You are an entrepreneur in Africa. You are an influencer. You are an artist, a creator. Why is it important for you to make time and be deliberate about how you intend to build your personal brand? Okay, I have in front of me here 8 points I just want to go through. I hope at the end of this episode you'll be convinced that you need to methodically and precisely and practically build your own personal brand. Reason number 1 is that you get a stream of clients. You get a stream of clients, or you give yourself an opportunity to get employment. How does this really work? It's just this aspect that we always assume that people know what we are doing. Like right now, just take a census amongst your family members, people that you assume are very close to you, know what you are passionate about, spend time with you, and just find out from them if they really understand what you are doing, what you are selling, if it's a book, if it's music, like what exactly it is that you're doing. You'll be shocked to discover that the fact that you live with yourself and you know what you're doing, there's this main assumption that everybody else understands what you're doing, why you're doing it, how they can buy it from you, or how they can have you as a service provider. So it's absolutely important that you, as you package yourself as a product, you need to also continuously present yourself as an available resource to people that could employ you, or they employ you as an employee, or maybe people that want to have who want to become your clients. So please remember, people don't actually really know what you're doing. Like, please take that assumption away and just go around in the world with an assumption that I'm not getting the number of clients that I want. I'm not getting a lot of people buying my book because nobody trusts me as a credible expert in this field. So you are duty bound to actually get out there and let people know who you are and what it is that you do, and why it should be you who should be doing that or that. Why it has to be you that people have to come to you for as a source or as a solution for that particular solution or that particular service. Number 2, you open yourself up to rewarding partnerships. I have since discovered that most of these brands, I don't want to name the brands here, but most of these brands, whether they are beverage brands or hotels in the food industry, they're usually looking for people who have a following, who have a community, so that they can sort of like partner with you, so that they can sponsor their products, maybe sponsor an episode or sponsor your press so that you can make mention to their product or services. So when you are out there, you've built your personal, people know you, like, okay, this is Ame, he's into personal branding, he's a brand strategist. It's very easy for another corporation that wants to sponsor African entrepreneurs, young entrepreneurs, say, I think Ame is the right person because she's an expert in the field. Why? Because I stepped out to present myself as an industry expert and thought leader in this aspect. So the only way to get rewarding partnerships is to, first of all, expose yourself as someone who's even available for those partnerships. So build your personal brand, increase your presence, and ensure that you actually even make it clear to people that are listening to you that you're available for those partnerships. So this is me saying I'm available, so call me. And then the second thing is leadership opportunities. I noticed that around the world there are a lot of community outreach programs. There are a lot of boards or like community service staff, and they're always looking for people to sit in their boards, looking for people to take roles of leadership. Sometimes it's even in a corporation, or for you to sit part-time or to consult. There are people like that that are always being looked for. And did you know that sometimes recruiters would go on LinkedIn and they're looking for somebody, and the people that put themselves out there and present themselves as experts are usually the ones that usually get those opportunities, like, oh, we want to headhunt you, we've seen such and such a person. Yes, sometimes they might try you out for a while, but look, how else will people know that you exist if you don't deliberately package yourself and present yourself as an expert in your field? Number 4, there is greater mind share. I believe that people in the same industry need to know, like, who else is in this industry. Because remember, we are done and over with those days where competition is such a thing. Now collaboration is the name of the game. And how else can you collaborate with other people, leverage from their community, enjoy their market, if you do not even get to share what you have with the rest of the world? Sometimes it's not even about saying, oh, I'm selling this, buy from me. Sometimes it's just about sitting. Like now, we are in a podcast. What if I was with another fellow brand expert in Africa and we're having like a conversation? That is another opportunity for us to sort of share the communities that we have built individually. So that whole greater mind share, we give back to the community, we build and we inspire other people that possibly want to follow in the same line. Okay, number 5, association with the market niche. You know that when you know what your personal brand is and you possibly create content around that personal brand, you sort of tend to, over time, occupy a particular niche. Like you find yourself, like in my case, I could talk about brand strategy as a whole, but I find myself, well, gravitating all the time to personal branding. And in that order, people that are interested in building their personal brand would sort of gravitate to me. So it's even in your case, like you may assume that, oh, I'm a fiction novel writer or something like that. But the more you talk about these novels that you have and you get into conversation about it and explain what it is you do, you might find that there's something like in the grand scheme of the stuff that you do that actually really sparks your interest. And you might actually realize that that's your gold mine. And also, people that are interested in what you're doing, over time, you end up like being able to see the people that are drawn to you. They want to work with you, they want to buy your product, they want to listen to you, and that becomes the market that you continuously build yourself to serve, you know. So that's why it's absolutely important. Number 6 is the aspect of building credibility. I am telling you, this coming online, especially when you're building your personal brand or naming yourself to be something and showing up as that, builds credibility, because you being able to step up is a sign of courage, it's a sign of boldness. It also communicates the fact that you're confident about what you do, you are even proud of what you do, and you're ready to show the whole world your work. And whether it's perfect or not perfect, you are almost saying that I'm here to stay, like this is what I want to do. And that automatically builds credibility. Someone else who might maybe meet you offline somewhere and you're like, oh, please take me on as a consultant in brand strategy, they might not trust you. But imagine if they were to go online and they see your work, like dating back 2 years, and they see the references or the testimonials of people that you have helped on. That builds credibility. They see pictures of you at events, they see pictures of you in platforms where you are having conversations about the industry that you are in. That automatically helps people want to trust you with what you're saying that you're an expert on. And then number 7, recognition and prestige. The other day I was looking at people that are nominated for like social media influencer of the year, even like musician, like the music artist of the year. These are people that have got like videos on popular channels. These are people that have got usually a presence on social media. These are people that are not hiding. And let me tell you, Africa, when you build your personal brand and you deliberately want to continuously show up as that kind of a person on social media and different platforms, even like not necessarily always on the online space, but also on the offline space, you actually build recognition. That's how you get to be nominated for awards. That's how you get people to really, in fact, refer to you, to say, okay, fine, you want to do this, check out such and such a person's page on Instagram, on Facebook. Like that whole aspect of building your brand, naming yourself and showing up and saying, here I am to serve my community, that helps you build recognition and prestige. And you know what? Do not wait for a journalist to come and take a picture of you and write a story about you. Don't wait for someone else to call you to their podcast and say, talk about your work. Don't wait for someone else to invite you on radio, on TV, to give you an interview and say, I heard about your work. We need to build our brands and we need to show up and talk about our work, you know, because at the end of the day, that's how we build prestige, recognition, and that's how we really celebrate our craftsmanship as Africans. And point number 8 is that you gain higher perceived value. You know, the musicians that I've seen that get paid well are the ones that have got a lot of media presence. The makeup artists that I've seen not struggling like to get clients are the ones that even online they kind of like even have pictures of the clients that they have had, like, oh, I've been doing makeup for a celebrity. You know, the people that you'd trust with interior decor and everything, people that can bring their profiles and their past work on the media space and actually announce it and celebrate it with their viewers. And this on its own, your higher perceived value. How do people like perceive you? And you can really tell, like people saying thank you, awesome work, and you just seeing people coming in to say to you, oh, I'm willing to pay money for you to give me the service, or I want to buy. That is enough to point you to the areas that you need to improve to continuously increase your perceived value. Or it can actually be the thing that can help you sort of even put yourself in that vulnerable position where people give you feedback and you're like, oh, thank you so much for the great feedback. I saw there's a certain lady, a content producer online, who makes like bags. And she came online, people were saying, oh, your bags are like this, are like that. And she actually came online launching a new bag. And she was saying, thank you so much for the feedback that we've been getting from our market and our community. This bag would like to dedicate it to all, she said, oh, this bag design, I would like to dedicate it to all my viewers who are giving me feedback and saying they want it like this, like this. You know, that's how you increase perceived value. People know that you are listening to them. People know that you value their input, and you also use that to continuously improve yourself. And that's how you increase your perceived value. Okay, and that brings us to the end of this episode. Sorry for the light that just turned off. Until the next episode, number 4, see you. Thank you.